אוקיי, 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 הנה אנחנו כאן. פרם, 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 פרם. איזה יופי. יאללה, אנחנו נתחיל. אמ, טוב, אז עכשיו השעה 3 לפנות בוקר. מוצאי חג ראשון. אוקיי, מתחיל האירוע. בעצם יש עכשיו שידור חי. אה, יאללה, בוא נצטרף עכשיו. אוקיי, מתחילים לבז את המוח, בואו פשוט נשתף מסך.
This is some thoughts that really pushes a lot of innovations. We're small, we take the risk. But this is how we want to think about things, you know? Like we're not saying, oh, maybe we wait for 2 more years, there's more API we can work with. Maybe we can, suit up and walk into 4 apps offices, talking to their executives, and maybe we can get a deal. We're like, okay, how about we get rid of that? We don't work with APIs, we don't work with apps. We just build something from ground up.
I can see a light-colored Shiba Inu dog sitting on a wooden floor.
Apple is going to break new ground in AI this year. Do you feel threatened by any of these titans?
I'm not delusional to where that we think that we're not a startup. We are a startup. I mean, the first lesson I ever learned from Y Combinator 10 years ago is that 99% of startup will die. That's the very first lesson I learned. So as a startup, you're betting the odds, like no question about it.
I'm not familiar how it opens.
Oh
Wow.
Feels so like butter. Oh.
Lino, can you explain the general structure of the large action model and what ultimately made you make the decision to invest us in such an early phase?
If you're trying to build something that runs your apps for you, a large language model may not be the right thing. That's when you design a model that learns how to use any software it runs into and gets better over time. That, to me, is an action model. It takes these actions. The model is specialized in this function of going from the way you want to ask for things and the way something translates into actions.
Why do these awkward hardware accessories garner so much attention when the phone we already have is way more capable and powerful?
And so over time, if they don't have a revenue model that's recurring, they're simply going to run out of cash.
It could have been a $50 app. I think you're right.
Having done a little bit of research, I feel like we might be getting fleeced.
Dave 2D in the house. Dave, would love to hear some of your thoughts about things you've heard tonight.
Sorry, I was eating dinner.
Oh, cool. No worries, man. Enjoy your dinner.
Minutes later.
Do you feel threatened by any of these titans?
I don't care. Like, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Wow, thank you guys. Such a great venue, such a
טוב,
great
בואי
venue.
נתחיל נתחיל אירוע.
But hey, let's jump right into it.
פשוט בוא נצפה ביחד.
Thank you all. So, someone on the internet said there's a post says on January 10th, right, a day after the launch, says if it works half what he says in the keynote, I'll be happy. And now let's see where we are right now. I'm going to show you every single thing that your R1 day one can do. This is a brand new unit. I just took it out, set it up in the backstage. Well, one thing I want to introduce first is about this travel case. I think this is the first time I showed directly to the community that apart from the $199 no subscription great deal, we actually designed the very first accessory, okay, for the R1 that came free with every single packaging. Okay, let's keep the laughter going because that ease my nerve. Okay, so let's open it up like that. It's a vintage cassette tape design that also fits the narrative, and I'm going to take it out. This is the Rabbit R1. So, I think one thing that a lot of people are not getting it from my numerous demos, homebrew style on Discord, is about the color, right? Would you guys agree? Yeah. This color is unreal, and it fits nicely. And let's cut all that. Let's jump into demo, okay? You guys know me. You guys know my style, okay? All right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go through one by one, and I'm going to show you entire stuff that R1 Day 1 can do. And let's start with search. And before we get into that, I just want to show you under this camera, okay, how to get into the settings. So you just shake twice really nicely like that. There you go. You go to the settings, and we redesigned the entire UI. And now everything fits nicely, work alongside the analog scroll wheel. And I encourage you guys to try how it feels. There's a nice click sound, and there's a nice resistance to it. So there's a whole bunch of settings under here, okay? And what I'm going to show you guys is that now you know how to get into the settings. I'm going to go to the network, okay? And I'm going to show you that this, you have the cellular, you have the Wi-Fi, and it works on both, okay? So now let's get into the Wi-Fi again, because I saw that shows turn that off. Let's just use cellular, because why not, okay? So this is 4G LTE. Again, this part cannot be rehearsed. You guys know that, right? So if it breaks, I'm going to try one more time. If it breaks multiple times, we're going to fix it, okay? You know we're going to fix it. All right. Okay, search. Let's start from simple stuff. Right? I think one of the most interesting queries that people always love to try first is almost like Hello World. If you're coding, if you publish the first site, is of course ask about weather, right? So let's just try that. And we're going to move to the more challenging part. So what's the current weather in Los Angeles?
Looking it up now.
Again, this is 4G LTE. There you go.
The current date is Wednesday, April 24th, 2024. The weather in Los Angeles is expected to be cloudy early, with partial sunshine expected late.
So this is roughly 80% of the speaker volume.
Winds will be from the SSW at 5 to 10 miles per hour.
And I want to show you how nicely the new UI fits into the R1 form factor. So it's really simple. You scroll down, and if you want to go back to the home page, you just go all the way back up. Simple click. That's where you go back. Okay, so now let's move to the more advanced search. We really worked hard on both hardware and software side that we want to make the R1 the fastest device out there. And also we want to make the R1 the smartest device out there. And this is a long way to go, and everyone is working on this brand new AI domain. So there's a lot of new things that we learn every single day. But I have to say that over the past couple months, we really improved a lot. So I'm going to show you advanced reasoning with stacked questions. And let's test it out. Again, everything is live. I'm not sure if it's going to work. So, OK, hopefully it works. So who won the 2011 Formula One Drivers' Championship? While you're at it, who is the designer behind the car that won the championship? So I'm just stacking two questions together.
Looking it up now. The 2011 Formula One Drivers' Championship was won by Sebastian Vettel, driving for Red Bull Racing. The designer behind the car that won the championship was Adrian Newey, who has more than 20 Formula One World Championship titles to his name when you combine both the drivers' and constructors' titles.
Happy? OK. Another thing that I have to mention, I give huge credit, is about the new voice, right? The sound of Rabbit. So I'm working closely with 11 Labs. Both teams has weekly sync-up calls every 7 days, and we really want to bring a lot of the stuff that they offer to their customer to the R1, which I'm going to come to that part a little bit later. So let's move on. One thing that I didn't expect myself to enjoy that much is about the AI vision, right? And talking about the AI vision, come on, guys, this is real-life Pokédex. You guys know that, right? Yeah. OK, so let's try some AI vision stuff. And again, let's start from the simple one to the more advanced ones. I think the equivalent of the weather query, the most simple question of AI vision now is what's in front of you, right? And you have such an amazing crowd here, so I'm going to just do that. Double tap, the camera rotates, and just not yet. So check this out. Check this out. So now the vision camera, or the camera, works with analog scroll wheels too. So I can just literally do that. It flips. Back and forth. Try one more time. It flips. OK? So let's just do that. What's in front of you?
Let me see.
1.
There's a crowd of people.
I'm counting.
The image shows a large group of people.
That's sub 2 seconds after let me see.
Some kind of event or concert venue with bright lights illuminating the scene.
OK, that's pretty fast. Or should I say this is the fastest out there, guys? Yeah. All right, so I post all my demos on Discord all the time. You guys know that, right? And thank you. It's been like I think much over 100 demos I posted during the last 104 days. But I saved one for you guys for today. OK, just for today. This is a simple spreadsheet that my colleagues hand-drawn, OK? And come on, I can do better than that. You guys know that, right? But again, I want to show you something much more interesting, OK? So let's just point right into this. So let's do something like, for this spreadsheet, transcribe it and swap the color and number columns.
Taking a look now.
You don't need to point it, by the way.
The spreadsheet has been transcribed. Please
OK?
check your email for the attachment.
Wait, what? There's an email. Guys, check your watch. Check your watch. OK. I want to make sure this is not a spam because it's called Rabbit. We got spammed a lot. OK, I'm going to put this down for a bit. It looks like it says, here's a revised spreadsheet you asked for. And it came with a little nice attachment in a CSV file. Let me just download it. Guys, R1 is real. Yeah, I'm happy. Team really pushed a lot of efforts to make this happen. Again, this will be the first device currently on the market that can do this. Okay, you can ask Vision to examine a spreadsheet, a couple lines of code, but to revise it and send an email with the correct format as an attachment at the blink of a second, this is the only one. Okay. And I'm happy we're not the most expensive one. Great. Okay. You guys are giving me confidence right now. So let's move to the next one. This one, though, this is actually a community request feature. And you guys know that I'm on Discord all the time. I'm everywhere. I listen. I check all the messages. Okay, I listen to you guys, and the entire team listen to you guys. So a lot of people been asking since day one, can I have a keyboard? Can I have a keyboard? Right? Where's the keyboard? And I don't want to show it. And then people be like, he's not showing it. Maybe that's not real. Okay. You guys know Discord. Okay, that's how Discord works. That's how Twitter works. So again, let's give it a quick shake. Go to the settings menu. It says enable terminal. I'll just enable that. Wait, I don't think it works. Nothing happens, right? Until now, I think I showed this to some of the guys, right? And people immediately start asking, oh, okay, so you can make a keyboard, no big deal. But why it locks to this side? Why can I hold like that? Okay, there's actually a lot of reasons that we lock this to the particular horizontal from this side. I'm going to show you something real quick. With the terminal mode, of course, you get a keyboard, but also that means most likely you are not available to talk, right? So automatically the sound is muted. So you're just getting kind of like a silent mode here. So let's just ask stock price of Apple. All right, so I just text my query here. But let me explain why we locked to this horizontal. Because have you guys remembered, like in the early days with computers with only keyboard, that one of the most pressed button, you know, like when I grew up, I remember like most of the keyboard I ever experienced has some issues of the right arrow and the left arrow. Because people are using that to navigate to the lines all the time, right? And we're like, okay, we should do that. Now check this out. There's a blinker. So you can use your scroll wheel, it fits nicely in your hand, and just move the blinker back and forth. And once you guys pick up your R1, you unbox it, and I want you guys to do one thing. You know, just put your R1 next to a regular phone, and you realize, like, even though R1 footprint is quite tiny, this keyboard is not actually smaller than the smaller iPhone, and actually a little bit larger than the smaller iPhone, and just a little shy of the iPhone Pro Max model. So you're not getting a smaller keyboard, okay? But you feel really nice and type on this, and there's a really nice haptic feedbacks on it every single time you press a button. Another reason we kind of like do this, not only because of this, but also if you're typing, one of the most satisfied feedbacks you can get is smash the enter button, right? Who would like to use this little virtual enter button, right? You punch, like that. There you go. So think about this. You type, you punch. You move your cursors, you type, you punch. It gives you the answer right away. And there's another reason that why we designed the keyboard on this side. This is pretty self-explanatory. The travel case also doubles as a kickstand. Sits nicely and put your R1 horizontal with the terminal mode. And we work really hard on the mechanisms to make sure that this cut line is right below the edge of the screen, okay? And because we put like this, you still have your USB-C charging port here. And you guys know that we're working on the USB-C stuff, but I can tell you guys, it will support a wired keyboard or wireless keyboard, and we're unlocking the entire USB-C capability for you guys. Just a really nice little cyber deck on your desk. This is, I've been secretly running like this for many, many weeks. And I like to have my main computer, and I have much bigger screens all over the place, but I have my R1 sit like this, and I connect it with a little tiny Bluetooth keyboard, a very portable keyboard. And then this is my dedicated AI device. Like, I just ask questions just from here. You guys know we have the Perplexity good stuff from it, right? So it doesn't distract me from other devices. I don't need to switch back and forth, and it just sits nicely like that, okay? So that's terminal mode. So let's just turn that off. There's a whole bunch of more things, okay? So we're gonna go through that one by one, all right? So let's move to the next one, translation. We work really hard on bidirectional translation with R1. This is not some super mind-blowing feature. A lot of things offers translation. Like you can get a Google Translator working on your phone. You can download third-party apps, and some of the latest AI device that supports bidirectional translation. But what we really work on in this particular case on R1 is that one thing that I noticed about all the regular translator apps or services is that you have to take turns. You guys know what I mean? Like you set A language to B language, and it's hard locked that you have to take turns. So you say something in English, and then it's Japanese turn, right? And then Japanese is English turn. You cannot make free flow dialogues because in the natural language dialogue, I could say 3 lines of English and then get 1 line of Japanese in return. So how can we make that? So we work really hard to make the R1 translator automatically detect language, and it doesn't need to be taking turns with each other, okay? So to do that, again, it's really simple. You don't need to remember 10 gestures or anything. You just hold one button. It's really simple. So let me do this. Start translating from Spanish to English.
Translation mode is initiating.
There you go. You got a little nice translator. It will also print your captions right down here. I don't know how to speak Spanish, so I'm going to invite one of my colleagues on the stage and do this live demo with me. So Rafael, where are you? Shall we do this?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, so, hey Rafael, what do you think about my keynote performance so far? You can bring to the... Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Sí.
I don't know. Okay. Okay, your turn now.
Pues hasta ahora me parece bien, pero quiero escuchar tu música.
Wait, what? Who said I'm going to play some music? It's really simple.
Cool.
Shout out to Rafael, one of our top designers, mastermind behind the new UI. Good job. Okay, so that's a translation. There's a lot of more. Okay, let's just move to the next one. Okay, let's do notes. This feature is really simple, but it's quite handy. I want to take this chance to introduce you the rabbit hole, how it works. Okay, so again, any single time you want to remind something or take a quick note, you just grab your R1 and be like, note this for me. Per community request, I will do a synth performance after the keynote.
Saving your note.
Says saving my note.
Got it.
Okay.
I've saved the sense performance to the
So it saves my note like that. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to switch the signal to my computer right here. This is the first time that you guys see the rabbit hole, right? Want to make sure you guys can see my computer. You can access the website anywhere. Ooh. That's interesting. That's not R1's fault, by the way. You guys know that. All right, there you go. So rabbit hole will remember every interaction with you. And for sure, it's right here, OK? And I said that with my accent because I know it will pick up wrong. Because, again, I want to show you can actually edit everything here. And there is no save button, right? Because you don't need to. Your every input is automatically synced and saved to your rabbit hole. And everything is exportable. You can download that node right away. You can export to other stuff. We're going to work on a lot of stuff to have this link to other stuff. But give it.
Make a laptop.
There we go. So let's see if that. Oh, I think it's just a website. It's just a Wi-Fi. So yeah. So I'll just add it like that, and we'll show you other stuff later on with the video recording, which I can also edit. So let's move to the next one. Hopefully this internet won't break. Yeah. We're on 4G. I mean, come on, guys, right? Like, all right. So let's move to the next one. It's the voice recording. So what if you want to have R1 remember something longer than just a quick note or shopping list or something like that? A lot of people been asking about this feature. I think I saw at least one product that make a dedicated AI recorder that goes next to your iPhone with a MagSafe, and about the same price of R1, by the way, with subscriptions. So I think, maybe we should just offer this feature for you guys for free, okay? And now here we are. So another thing is that for recording an hour-long meeting, you don't need to press and hold a button all the time, right? That doesn't make any sense. So to do the voice recording, you just simply say, start a recording session. There you go. It's a little tape recorder, and then you can literally leave your R1 like that and continue your meeting. It's going to pick up all the sound around you, and more importantly, the AI will be able to summarize the key points from the recordings. Me being a huge fan of making music, this can go very nicely as a trip field recorder, right? You can just go there and record some nature sound, and later you do the sampling and the stuff. Or you can, record your important meeting for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour long, no problem. So just to test how it works, I would say something completely irrelevant, okay? Just to make sure that it picks up everything and give me a summary. So I'm gonna take my colleague Simon to a Disneyland tomorrow, and he's really rejecting my offer, and I couldn't figure out why, but then I realized he's actually from UK. That makes more sense, okay? So I'm just saying some random stuff. And once you're done recording, just stop, set your session safe to rabbit hole, and please, internet, please work. I think I should connect this one, maybe. Okay, let's see if it works. There you go. So you got your entire uncompromised, uncompressed WAV file, okay? And you can play back, you can fast forward, you can backwards, and let's just play right now. There you go. Huge fan of making music, this can go, record your, and it's really rejecting my offer on our no problem. Yeah, so that's what I just recorded. And guys, you can check your timestamps, right? That validates itself. So you can actually download this uncompressed WAV file to your computer, export to other stuff, export Ableton, do some quick sampling and make a beat and something like that. Or you can save that as evidence later you want to sue some people, I don't know. I'm joking, by the way. Okay, so it actually gives me a nice summary. I'm going to ask you to move a little bit so that they can see here, okay? And everything is automatically synced. I can also add my own personal comment, which I'll just put a simple language. There you go. It's right there. So everything you input it automatically saves, okay? This feature alone, probably $199, guys. All right, so that's about the Rabbit OS default features, right? Out of the box, you have everything. And a lot of these features, we don't just build that feature because it's cool. We actually love using that features ourselves. And I think it's really, really practical, right? And everything you get from here, obviously, way faster, way more intuitive than you have to go to your phone and figure out how to do that and log into 5, 4, 6, 7 different accounts and trying to get everything synced. Everything is right here. I really like that. And now let's talk about interesting stuff. Large language model. No, but it's large action model. Got you. All right. So before this event, someone posted on the GitHub says, "Oh, Rabbit source code is leaked." I was in the backstage preparing, so I panicked. I called my CTO, and we figured out. Okay, so don't worry about that. That's false claims. I want to take this chance to tell everyone that we don't have a emergency situation like that. The fact is, we published the rabbit hole early for you guys to see what's there, and lamb lives somewhere else, which I'm going to show you today, okay? And let's get right into it. Let's do from simple stuff. Again, play music is very, very, very simple. I showed this multiple times, and most of you guys know how it works. But we did a lot of optimization on speed, so let's give it a try. Play Our Friends Electric by Gary Newman.
On it, I'll get the music going for you.
Oh, there you go. It was buffering the previous one. So it's really, really fast. It takes 1 second or less than 1 second to get your music streaming. And I want you guys to see my computer because I have the Spotify open up like that. And I'm going to pause for a second because we don't have the copyrights. I love Gary Newman, by the way. So with LAMP, because it's directly operating on the actual app's interface, what that means is that everything is automatically synced, okay? So not only Spotify, I showed this case to people, a lot of people don't get it, but every single service, the data are synced. So on Spotify, there's a particularly handy feature is that if you go here, let's just play for a sec. See? R1 plays. And if I just play here, you see that? The lamp go there and help press the buttons. So that also means what I can do is I can just redirect the sound to whatever channels you want. And I've been using this feature myself because I was driving and my car connects to my CarPlay system. I was thinking, okay, maybe I need to have my car system to connect to R1 Bluetooth, but it turns out you don't need to. You just keep your CarPlay with your car system. All you need to do is go to the Spotify app on your phone and change play to that phone instead of play on R1. Then you can still use R1 as a remote control, okay? So now what I'm doing here is I changed this to this computer. Let's see if that plays. There you go, for sure it plays through this computer. And let's just try another song, okay? There you go, it plays. and pause, it pauses, just like that. So to go back, you go back like that, and there's a music card, and you have your home screen as well, okay? So let's try something else. Play Pocket Calculator.
Getting the music going now.
There we go, plays my computer. So this is a music feature, and I've been showing this multiple times. I've been using it every day. I love it. This is the best modern iPod you can get. And let's move to the next much anticipated stuff. So let's try get some food from McDonald's, shall we? Yeah. So food. We're working with Lamb is working with multiple apps, but DoorDash is going to be available on day one. And before we go into the DoorDash and Uber, I have to admit that during our process training with Lamb, that we realized there's a significant difference between each service interface reload speed, okay? Some of the service reload faster, some of the service reload a little bit slow. Things like DoorDash, because it's bunch of photos of each items reloading at the same time. So I have to say the speed here is not optimal yet to our standard, but it works. But I want to show you, and I want to be frank with you guys, and this is not as fast as Spotify, but let's make it work. So let's go back to home, and let's order some McDonald's. Can you get me McDonald's for food, please?
Okay, let's get your order started.
Okay.
DoorDash may take a while to load on Rabbit OS and may not be available in all regions.
Yeah, we tell people it takes time, and we tell people, okay, maybe there are some addresses that DoorDash won't deliver, or maybe there are some locations globally that wouldn't offer this service as well. But while we're waiting for that to load, and I know 4G is going to be a challenging, but I want to go back in here and show you guys, I think I have a DoorDash website opened up. This is what I'm talking about. This speed is a bit slow, but we're working on it to get it much faster. And the speed is not because of Lamb is slow, it's because of the DoorDash interface just a little bit slower than the other services. And I think it just gave me a random restaurant, and I want to try that one more time, so sorry for that. I'm hungry, get me some McDonald's for food. Hopefully it works. I know the problem is that the TWA, there's a lot of restaurants that wouldn't deliver to here. So let's give it another try, okay? Yeah, I want to be as generous as possible, right? Yeah. So let's wait for a little bit and see if it works. Meanwhile, I'll order this food for real. So later you will realize that Rabbit actually says your order is being prepared and your order is getting delivered, okay? So let's give it another try. There you go. So we got McDonald's. You guys can see this. You guys still can see this, right? Okay, so let's go to McDonald's. And I know sometimes the echo of this mic will give it a little bit trouble. Yeah, I'm waiting for you. So it's gonna load the menu, and let's just get a chicken McNuggets meal, right? How about that? So it will give you all the menu options with the most popular dishes. And again, you see, you can scroll like this. So let's get this, and it added to the cart. And let's move all the way down. So you see the cart. And while it shows that,